It's time to wake up. She fell asleep because there were no boobs in this movie. So I'm taking off 5 points right off the bat.
It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers movie review.
Was that gay? Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and we just watched Friday the 13th. That's not right. Halloween 5 from 1989, which is weird because, you know, we go from 1987 being one of the greatest years in horror movie history to 1989. What the fuck happened? Anyway, I'm not gonna lie. I like how we, you know, it's a very Friday the 13th-y. This movie's very Friday the 13th-y, actually. We start off with a recap of what happened in part 4. That's very reminiscent of Friday the 13th, isn't it? Don't you think? But I don't mind that. And I do kind of like watching Michael float down the river. I thought that was a pretty cool scene. And then he comes across this hermit, which I do find that very far-fetched, that this hermit took some random stranger to try to kill him in for a year. It's like, what did he do? Feed him through a straw? How did he keep him alive for a year? You expect me to believe that he's just been sleeping the whole time? Because that's kind of stupid. I mean, the scene's kind of cool, but, you know, it's kind of stupid. A lot like the first nightmare sequence with Jamie. Now, Danielle Harris does a really good job of trying her best to portray this, but I can't imagine what the director must have been yelling at her. I don't know. This whole psychic angle is pretty dumb. Sarah can't stand it. As a matter of fact, you know, she tried her best. She fell asleep. A lot like I did with the new one. But I don't know. The first half of this movie is kind of a mess. It almost feels like a Lifetime movie. Something in particular that feels like a Lifetime movie is some of the music cues at the beginning of this movie when, like, Rachel's being stalked. It's very Lifetimey, and it's kind of annoying. But then you got the annoying cops, which, you know, I noticed they're not exactly annoying the whole time. But the blonde cop constantly has a stupid-ass look on his face. I don't know if I can find the actual picture of... I'm sure every picture's got this stupid look on his face. But yeah, the cops annoy me for the most part. They're not so bad towards the third act. They're trying their best, but I don't know, because the directing and whatnot is competent enough. I mean, it feels like a direct continuation of the fourth movie. It's just. And then let's talk about this fucking mask. How about it? All right. So I guess this is supposed to be the mask from the fourth one, because where the fuck else would this mask have came from? Because you could clearly see he's still wearing the mask from the fourth one in the recap, because it's just a scene from the fourth movie. But then I'm pretty sure when he's floating down the river to the hermit, like, you kind of see that he's already wearing this not part 4 mask. And it's like, how hard would it have been to, like, you knew you were going to make a fucking sequel. Let's face it, you knew you were going to make a sequel. So you couldn't have put this mask on a bust and put it in, like, a dim temperature, you know, controlled room where it wouldn't fucking deteriorate until you needed to use it again. Even though nobody liked the mask from the fourth one. Then they come up with this shit. What? What's with the elongated neck? Huh? I mean, they did get one thing right. They don't show Michael's eyes. Now, they do show his eyes when he's wearing this other mask. We'll talk about that one here in a second. Okay? And you're going to be surprised by what I have to say about it. Anyway, what are we talking about? This mask, right? What's with the Did Michael get a comb? Did the hair grow in the year that Michael was incapacitated? Did the fucking hair on the mask grow? I didn't know that hair on inanimate objects could grow. Okay, let's talk about Tina. Why the fuck did she have to be so annoying? Like, do you think that it's her fault, or is this the director's fault? Did the director tell her, every time I say action, I need you to be as annoying as humanly fucking possible? As annoying as humanly fucking possible. Every time you're on screen, I want you to make people roll their eyes and want to stop watching the movie. Is that what the fucking director told her to do? Because that's what she did. Even when she's trying to be like sincere later on in the movie, when she goes to visit Jamie and she's trying to go to the party, she's... What? Like, why do you have to act like this? This is so annoying. And then her boyfriend, he's a little over the top with his, I'm a tough guy badass. I mean, dude looks like a fucking nerd. I'll be honest with you. Dude looks like a fucking nerd. But, yeah, so the beginning of this movie kind of makes me mad. It kind of makes me real mad. Because in the fact that Rachel's practically naked the entire time, but they don't ever show us her titties. I mean, sure, we get to see a glimpse of her between the shower curtain, but, you know, the shower curtain's obstructing my view of that ass. And it probably wasn't even her. It was probably some butt double, okay? And it's bullshit. And then it aggravates me. Why? Why can't I just see some titties? You know, it's a rated R fucking horror movie. You would think that they would let us see some titties. That's the problem with this franchise. There's hardly any titties in any Halloween movies. That's why I'm a Friday the 13th guy. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the lack of titties in this movie, the fucking annoying ass characters. Let's talk about another annoying ass character. This little fucking kid. What's his name? She's sleeping. But yeah, this annoying ass kid with this creepy fucking grin on his face all the time. It's like, dude, you're fucking creepy. Go away. Jamie doesn't like you. She's just being nice. But anyway, I shouldn't pick on little kids. Even though Michael was going to kill him. But we'll talk about that later, unless I forget to. Yeah, the beginning of this movie's slightly annoying. But it still has that Halloween atmosphere. Dr. Loomis is a bit of a dick. But a lot of people complain about that. Like I watched Cody's review, and he was like, he doesn't like this crazy, belligerent Dr. Loomis. But Dr. Loomis knows Jamie knows something, and he wants to know what Jamie knows, but for some reason Jamie doesn't want to tell Dr. Loomis what Jamie knows because she can't talk, which is another stupid ass... Like, why the fuck would you all of a sudden become mute? I mean, is that a case? Does that happen? Somebody Google that and let me know in the comment section if there's been real life cases of people going through traumatic experiences and all of a sudden they can't talk, but they can try to squeal it. Anyway, another thing that bothered me about that whole Jamie thing, I mean, even though she's trying her best, which I guess she doesn't realize how goofy she looks because the director's like, oh no, this looks fine, it looks fine. Fucking retarded. Alright, not to mention, they're like, oh, I can't communicate with her. She's fucking 9, asshole! Okay? When it shows her writing "he's coming" on the chalkboard, she's holding a fucking piece of chalk like she's never fucking held a piece of chalk in her fucking hand before. Unless she's just in a trance, like, oh, I don't know how, my motor skills, luckily I'm spelling shit right. But still, it's like, if you can't fucking talk, why not get a notepad and give her a fucking pencil and let her write down, like, hey, you know, leave me the fuck alone, I don't know everything, I'm just getting glimpses, so stop harassing me. I don't know. There's certain aspects of this movie that bug the fucking shit out of me. But then you get to the part that everybody hates. All right. Well, actually, no. Let's talk about. We talk about Loomis and how he's a crazy old bastard. Yeah, we talked about that. But yeah, why do they continue to celebrate Halloween? I guess technically, Michael Myers hasn't killed that many people on Halloween. It's just that it keeps happening. But he doesn't kill that many people because these movies don't have that high of a body count for some odd reason. I never figured that. I never understood that. Because it's like, oh, well, Michael only goes after his family members and people that get in the way. Well, Mike wasn't in the way. Mike was just washing his car, being a douchebag, trying to compensate for having a little tiny penis. And then Michael first of all, this is bullshit, okay? Because this car never did nothing to nobody. So for Michael to come up and just scratch the shit out of it with that fucking gardening claw, Michael, you pissed me off. If that was my car, you wouldn't have just had your way with me like you did with Mike. I was going to show you a clip, but here's a GIF, or a GIF, or a Giphy, or whatever the fuck you call it. But yeah, this is definitely fucking badass. I mean, I approved it. I approve it. It's certifiable. It's a certifiable badass scene. And so is this scene when Michael Myers, not Michael, goes to pick up Tina. And he's wearing the mask she bought for Mike. Everybody hates this. And like, oh, Michael shouldn't put this gas-looking mask on. This mask, first of all, does not look gay. Sure, it's a gay mask, but in this lighting and it's just this scenario, this is eerie and creepy as fuck. And this is the one time that I will give you a pass for showing Michael's eyes. Because when she starts kissing on him and just the way he looks at her, you're like, oh, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? And then he don't do shit. But I do love when she's like, I need cigarettes. And then he fucking, acts like he'd been driving for years. It's like, and backs it up. Yeah. And then like just him sitting there in the car outside the gas station looking at her. When she comes back out and he's wearing the Michael Myers mask. See, that's the problem. That's the problem with this mask. Like, the majority of the scenes in this movie, this mask looks fucking gay as hell. Like 90s gay. Don't get me wrong. 90s gay. And it wasn't even the 90s yet. It was 1989, which leads me back to the fucking thing about, look at Tina's outfit. That's the most atrocious thing I've ever seen. And the fact that anybody got away with wearing anything like that back in 1989, I mean, you people should be shot. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're going to talk about this mask and how maybe it's just because like the part where Tina turns around because she feels like she's being watched and Michael's standing there in the window and then all of a sudden he's not standing there in the window. That's a half-ass. I think maybe it's the daylight scenes. This mask just looks laughable. It's a laughably bad mask. But once it gets dark outside in certain angles, this mask is downright creepy. Okay? And now Dr. Loomis sends the entire police department to pick Tina up so that Michael dips off and she goes and sees Jamie, and then she tells Jamie, like, look, I'm going to go hang out with my friends once you get older. And this is probably the most redeeming scene with her, even though she still kind of ruins it every so often. But, like, for the most part, when she tells Jamie about, when you're older, you're going to meet somebody that makes you feel like neurons or some shit in your body, all over my body. But she tells Jamie, I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm going to try to go get laid over at the farm by the barn. And then she goes off and has the bumbling cops take her. And then leads me to a scene that, however, is completely retarded and dumb as fuck. Which also leads me to be like, where the fuck did they get another mask? Because this happened in part 4 where they all had these fucking Michael Myers. Who's making these fucking masks? Like, stop making these fucking masks that this fucking actual killer walks around wearing. Because it's just fucking bad things waiting to happen. Because this guy comes out dressed like Michael Myers, like he's going to kill Tina, and almost gets his dumbass shot. Luckily, they're lousy cops, and, they just froze up and didn't do anything. But it's just fucking stupid, okay? It's fucking stupid, even though it was kind of cool. You didn't really know. And it leads to another really cool, is it or isn't it, scene. But we're going to talk about this barn scene. Because after Tina gets picked up by Michael, is when this movie pretty much goes from being almost completely terrible to fucking it gets good from here. It gets good. And I wasn't expecting to like this movie as much as I did this time. Just like watching part 4. But once Michael picks up Tina and they get to this fucking farm, and it's very Friday the 13th. You try to fucking say Friday the 13th, okay? It's very hard to say. Anyway, the pitchfork. You know, he gets the pitchfork. But before that, you know, they're all walking around looking for these kittens, and then Tina leaves them there to have sex. Which I forgot to bring up Samantha. She was the one redeeming quality to this movie because she's not annoying and she's hot as fuck. Like, Samantha is probably the hottest girl, woman, whatever you want to call her, that's ever been in the entire Halloween franchise. Samantha is the most goddamn beautiful. I mean, she's fucking gorgeous. I mean, and look, she's still fucking gorgeous. Look at this shit. Who knows how old this lady is? But here she is being fucking gorgeous. God damn. So next time I find out she's at a horror hound or something, I'm definitely going to meet her. She's fucking beautiful. But anyway, that leads me to my next complaint. You know, they have this sex scene after Tina leaves them, you know. Well, actually, before that, there's a really cool scene where she's being followed by both people in the overalls. So you don't know which one's who. But then the one you think is Michael that goes to kill her, and you're like, oh, shit. And that's one of the scenes where the mask actually looks creepy. But yeah, probably can't find the image. But he goes to stab her, and then, you know, it's not him. Then they start getting it on. And this is a very sensual, steamy, hot, you know, almost R-rated sex scene. But they don't show me no titty. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, you should probably get up. It's time to go. Anyway. Yeah. I forgot to wake her up. What was I talking about? No, titties. I mean, look at this outfit. It's just, she almost showed them to us. Like, they couldn't have just fallen out or something. Michael couldn't have, like, grabbed him and ripped him off. She goes running out all topless, like, oh, no, help me. My titties are bouncing around. But no. Fucking bullshit. But, you know, overall, the fucking scene is fucking awesome. And just Michael comes up and stabs that dude with the pitchfork. I was like, oh, look at that. He's seen too many Friday the 13th movies. But anyway, then we get to Tina. She wants to go skinny dipping with all the other people. So she goes to get Samantha and her boyfriend, and then realizes there's a bloody kitten, there's a bloody scythe, which I almost skipped over that. When Michael uses the scythe, or the sickle, whatever the fuck you people want to call it, that's pretty fucking cool. I like it. I don't know. Like, when he's standing there holding it, and he's got the... Yeah. And then when Tina runs out and finds the dead cops, then she goes over and there's Mike's car, and she still thinks it's Mike for some reason. I don't know. Is she fucking stupid? But yeah, that scene when he's just sitting there staring at her and he fucking turns the headlights on, and then we go into like one of the coolest fucking sequences in the Halloween franchise. Michael Myers chasing people down in a badass motherfucking car. And I'm pretty sure it's a Camaro, but I can't be absolutely sure. I wasn't, like, you know, paying too close of attention. I mean, I was paying attention, but I don't know stuff. I had to look it up. And I didn't. I'm sorry. But yeah, so then finally, Michael stabs Tina and kills her. I was waiting for it. And then we get to Loomis somehow. We're going to skip to Loomis, telling Michael, come to your house, and I'll have Jamie waiting for you. And then it leads into one of the best chase scene, like most suspenseful scenes in the Halloween franchise. It's like, why does all this cool shit have to be in such a terrible fucking movie? You know what I mean? Because this is a terrible fucking movie, absolutely terrible. But it's got some cool ass shit in it, and it makes me conflicted. And then, you know, we keep getting glimpses of the Man in Black to, you know, make you realize, oh, this is the Thorn trilogy, which pisses Sarah off. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this movie anymore. But we get into, you know, even though he used a gun, this is one of the coolest endings, I think, in the franchise. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting him to like it. I actually didn't remember what the fuck happened at the end of Halloween 5. But this is pretty fucked up. And even though I've seen it before and forgot all about it, I wasn't expecting it. That's weird. It's weird to me. I don't know. So, I guess I have to rate this movie. What the fuck am I going to rate this goddamn movie? I can't put a number on it. I can't give it a letter grade. I can't give it like... I could give it a bronze star, but no. Nope, I'm 50-50 on this motherfucker. Now, this movie's better than Jason Goes to Hell. But I'm still 50-50 on it because there's 50% dumb shit. But then there's 50% cool stuff. Cool shit. I don't know. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a professional film critic, okay? I could just tell you what I liked and didn't like. And I liked most of it, and I didn't like most of it. I mean, what? I can't think of any a more articulate way to put it than that. So, do you like Halloween 5? Let me know what you think about Halloween 5 in the comment section down below. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I don't have time, but apparently Zach Maul did a video from Cavern of Terror on how this movie's underrated. And I kind of agree that this movie's slightly underrated. I don't think it would be underrated if it wasn't for the fact that the majority of the movie's a fucking mess. I mean, seriously. Where the fuck did they get this goddamn mask?